Hey guys, and welcome back to World of Tanks with Yearling237, and today we're going to do a tank review on one of the three, but the only standard tier 8 British medium tank, the Centurion Mark 1. We'll see how it stacks up against its competitors and follow it up with some awesome gameplay. But first, let's see how it compares. So we'll be comparing the Centurion to the Tier 8 Premium Reward Tank, the Chieftain T95, the Tier 8 British Premium Medium Tank was originally a Tier 10, but it got moved, the FV4202P, the Chinese 59 pattern Medium Tank, and the Premium Medium Tank for the Americans, the T26E4 Super Pershing. And once again, to clarify, none of these tanks are using consumables, any form of crew skills like brothers in arms or recon, etc., and no equipment like a gun lane drive or gun lane rammer. So, as you can see, the Centurion's DPM is just on the verge of hitting 1800, which is pretty terrible. Have to say, for a tier 8 medium. It's the same as the FVs, but is worse than the Super Pershings and the Chieftains, and far worse than the 59 patterns, which did recently get a rate of fire buff. However, this is where the Centurion excels against all of its competitors. The gun it uses, the 20-pounder Type A barrel, has fantastic penetration at 226mm. Now, for a tier 9 medium tank, that would be amazing, and on a tier 8, that means it can easily go through equal tier and higher opponents' armour without having to fight APCR rounds. As you can see, far better than the Chieftains, and on a whole new another league to the 59 pattern and the Super Pershing. Now, damage wise, 230, it's alright, but it doesn't compare to the 88mm guns on the Germans or the 90mm and the 90mm gun on the Chieftain and the Pattern and the Pershing, which it's lacking on that side, which is the reason it's got quite poor DPM, but it's only a 20-pounder gun and the penetration far makes up for that. Rate of fire wise, it's mediocre, better than the Chieftain and the Super Pershing, but worse than the 59 pattern. Shell velocity wise, it's very good actually at 1020 meters per second, which means it's very easy to snipe your enemies. Obviously the accuracy helps with that, but I'm talking about lead here. And the Chieftain T95, which I believe fires, is it AP? Yes, it is AP as standard, at a fantastic 1143. Aiming time wise, it's the worst. They're all the same apart from the Chieftain, that's what I'm trying to say, at 2.21, but obviously with crew statistics increased and equipment and consumables, it will be pushed towards the 1.9, which I believe mine is. Accuracy wise, 0.32 is the best, so it can easily snipe at its opponents. Dispersion wise, 0.2, it's pretty mediocre at best. As you can see, worse than the Chieftains and far worse than the Patterns, but better than the Super Pershings. Gun depression wise, 10 degrees is fantastic, one more than the 59 pattern, which means this thing can poke over ridge lines really well, and some aspect the pattern can, but with the design of this huge cupola on top, it does make it very easy to hit. Top speed wise, it's bad. It's all you can say really. The British medium tanks, from the Crusader, which is a light tank, all the way through to the Comet, have been very quick. And as soon as you get to Centurion, it's very underwhelming, with 40 km/h top speed, which some heavy tanks at tier 8 can match and better that. But the Centurion makes up for that with a fantastic 16.81 horsepower to ton ratio, meaning that this thing can accelerate extremely quickly and decelerate with a 48,000 brake force power. If that works, brake force power? I'm not sure. Anyway, turret reverse 36 degrees a second, not great, not as good as the pattern of 46. Terrain resistances are quite diabolical, really. I mean, if you look at the counterpart, the FV4 202, it's amazing. And while it doesn't have the engine power, it can maintain and reach that top speed a little bit faster in terms of resistances. But power to weight ratio and terrain resistances work differently to each other. Armour and health wise, 76mm of frontal armour, it's pretty bad. It's better than the FVs, but the FV is angled heavily at some ridiculous angle of about, I think it's 50 or 55 degrees sloping backwards, which is great on a tier 8 medium. Turret armour only 152, which is okay if you're facing low tier tanks, but if you're facing tier 9s and tier 10s, it's just gonna go through like butter. Unlike the Chieftains with 254, which will make some tier 10 medium tanks quite jealous. Health wise, it is one of the healthiest at 1450, only 50 more than the Chieftain FV and the 59 pattern, and 50 less than the Super Persian, but in real life the Super Persian was designated as a heavy tank. View range wise, it's very good at 400 meters, matching the 59 pattern and far exceeding the Chieftain, the FV and the Super Persian. And whilst it may only be 10 meters, that means you can use crew skills or not use pudding and tea or premium consumables to increase that view range, which can increase your profitability, which in this tank is rather poor, as you'll see in the post-game stats. Battle tier, obviously 8, 9 and 10, it's got quite a high chance to be set on fire, which stages the argument whether you should or shouldn't use premium consumables. It just depends on your play style and if you have the money to be able to use it and still make a profit. Obviously tank cost, it can't really look at that. Obviously the Chieftain's a reward tank and these are premiums. And the Centurion, it's one of the lightest tanks out of these tanks to compare. It's middle ground, as is most of the statistics on that thing, on the Centurion. And that's what the Centurion is all about, really. It's a very mediocre, very middle ground tank. Now that's good and bad, but in some ways it's more worse than good. Like the Pershing, just quickly before we look at the armour wise, the Pershing is a good Joe average tank because of its flexibility. The Centurion just doesn't feel like it has that flexibility. Especially with the gun depression, you get to about 133 degrees either side and you start to lose the gun depression, and you only get 2 degrees over the back of the tank. So if you want to take out a Centurion that's on a ridgeline or you're in a small tank, get behind it because it won't be able to hit you. Armour wise, now this is the one thing that frustrates me playing the Centurion, is the turret armour. Here it's pretty much impenetrable, spaced armour wise. If you look at the side Sorry about that, recording cut out. Yeah, the gun mantlet, it's a very strong bit of armour, but the side, especially if you're just looking down at this tank, not that much to shoot at, obviously ricochet all up here, but just hit it in the cheeks, and that's the one thing that annoys me a lot, is getting shot in the cheeks and this area here. I don't know why, but looking directly at a Centurion and or tank looking directly at you, I always seem to get penned up here, even though it says a ricochet. Whether they're shooting down on it, but either gets overmatched or just penetrated really easily. And that's one thing you have to watch out for. Also, artillery. You can have a field day shooting on top of this tank, especially the engine deck. Armour wise, the hull, it's poor. The Centurion's not well armoured. Your only look of bouncing a shot is if they A, are lower tier, or B, don't know where to shoot you. And at tier 8 most people will take a punt of shooting you in the cupola or in the side of the cheeks. Anyway, with that being said, let's get into some gameplay. So guys, you join us on a encounter battle on the Sand River map, and we're assault. No, it's assault. Ignore that. It's an assault game on Sand River. I'm not particularly good with that. It's a bit of a dirt moment there. Anyway, we're on the defending team, and with the Centurion, I'm thinking 10 degrees of gun depression, debatable turret armour. I'm going to go to the middle, speed up the replay here, because it's a Centurion, it's not exactly the fastest of tanks. There's a IS-6 and I run past him, don't get shot, which is lucky. The IS, if you're reason why I put I know your secret, it's from a text message on Google Images about this drunk person walking up to the truck and saying, I know your secret, Optimus Prime, and he was called Optimus Prime. Fortunately you didn't get the reference, but it's sort of a petty thing to do, but I don't know, I found it relatively amusing. As you can see, King Tiger, fantastic penetration and aim time and accuracy, allows us to put a shot into him. And while the rate of fire and the damage may not be great, if you can whittle your enemies down, which you can do in this thing over time with the little bugger, stock T25-2, shot me through the hole there. Jag Panther's stock, which is very lucky, and that's what I mean. I'm digressing here, but the penetration right through the gun mantlet of the Jag Panther 2. Anyway, what was I saying? Yes, whittling down your enemies, you can do that because of your penetration. Oh, unlucky. Your penetration allows you to do that at any range, really. And I'm pretty confident in playing my Centurion. I'm not taking any premium rounds because I don't feel I need to. 258mm compared to 226, which allows you to go through relatively well armoured King Tigers. Can we pen this K4? No, because we missed, unfortunately. Tiger is in a very bad situation here. He's got a 111-14 in front of him. He's got a Centurion sniping him. And you may notice I'm using binoculars, mainly because I haven't got another equipment module. But binoculars are very useful just to boost up that view range. And as you can see, we're just... That wasn't a bad shot at just RNG, but as you can see, even well armoured Tigers were just shooting it through the track and penning it, which is always nice. Now, it's 4-1 at the moment. I'm just working this ridge line, putting rounds into the enemies, just doing what your average medium tank should be doing. T25-2 gets killed, and I'm just whittling down each enemy, as you can see. Pretty good aim time and accuracy allows me to put around to that Jag Panther 2. He's now a one-shot. The only thing I really have to worry about is this Centurion Mark 1. I get spotted, try to put a shot, but fortunately he goes high and he pulls back. And now I'm just deciding who I want to shoot at. I want to carry on harassing this Tiger and KV-4, which will free up our Tier 8 Inden Panzer and our 111-14. But I'm unable to do that, so I decide kill this IS, which will in turn fortunately bounce. And a bit of a misplay here, but it works. We only get tracked. And now hopefully that will free up our Oni and E50 to put some shots into other tanks. Very lucky bounce there from the Object 430. You can see it. Now I suspect it bounced off the side or just ricocheted off the turret. Now I'm getting out of line of fire of that M103, keeping this ridge line between me, the IVK and the Centurion. Gonna try and put some shots into this KV-4. The IVK is a very dangerous tank, and there was a Scorpion unspotted sniping that KV-4, which is very nice. I'll see that the Ag Panther fires. I want to be wary here because I have lost my repair kit, but my... Wow. The Centurion comes in, blocks the shot. Whether that was intentional or not, well done to him. Now, I prioritise the Ag Panther because he's got, I believe, a higher penetration gun than the IVK and a slightly more dangerous tank. Bit of a rushed shot, sort of adrenaline rush on the Centurion means I don't get to kill him, but I see that he's using the 105mm, and he has a 5 rounds a minute rate of fire, there we go, which allows me to put another shot into him. Centurion fires again, firing a PCR round, obviously standard, put a shot into that Scorpion, and I'm not focusing down a tank, I'm shooting the tanks I need to shoot on what I can shoot, which is good in some way, but obviously it's just the penetration ability. I tried to angle, but I lost my repair kit, and this was such a misplay for me because I could have easily died. I don't think a team would have lost, but yeah, in retrospect, that was probably one of the stupidest things I've done past 2,000 games. But as you can see, this Jag Panther gets killed by the Centurion, and we just all rush in now. We're on low health. This Centurion could do some damage, but we've got a Panther, and our WZ decides to ram that guy to death. E50 is just bearing down on this 432. That's all at least needs to be doing. It may have been a 50% chance to win, but just staying in the middle, sniping away, getting some spots, and doing 3,800 damage to important tanks. Flicking between cameras here, I don't know what that T-34-100 is doing, but we don't really need him. And this AMX, look at him go. Bless him, he's trying to do some damage. And this 432 knows who he needs to kill, but unfortunately he's unable to pick up the kill in the E50, and obviously fortunately for the E50. Now this game, it was fun, fast paced, 10,000 WN8, nearly 4k damage, 3 kills, bit of some misplays, some bad RNG, but it's what you get to expect playing the Centurion. Obviously not the misplays, that's my fault. But anyway, that being said, let's go on to our second gameplay. So guys, you join us on a encounter game on, is it Malinovka? Yes. And we are watching, oh god, Kioglu, I'm not sure what that name is, obviously the Centurion Mark 1, and he's going to a very good position for Centurion, I must say, with its high penetration gun and good gun depression. Using this position, it allows you to get snipes on your enemies over this side of the map. Wow, critical hit. Bit of a middle finger from RNG there, but you know, you win some, you lose some, you can't have everything, can you? It's very useful for getting shots into, say, his KV-5, but he decides to try and put some shots into these medium tanks camping the ridgeline at the opposite side. Cromwell over there he's going to get an assist surprise, I suspect, by that mill. And I should clarify quickly that I am watching this game. I don't watch games by other people, that's what I'm trying to say. It just makes it more exciting with live comm and stuff like that. So you see, trying to put a shot into this Swedish tier 6 medium tank, which actually he doesn't. I think he's holding his fire, waiting for his allies to maybe put a shot into him, which they do. And is he gonna fire? He's holding me out to dry here. No, he does not fire. He decides to let his allies do that and not reveal his position. It looks like he's playing more of a spotting role. As you can see, not max view range, but certainly very acceptable and very good view range. And he seems a little less confident, if I do say so myself. Can he put a shot into this ISU? Yes, he can, and he tracked him, I believe, which means this guy. No, the kill's not confirmed, which is unfortunate, but that guy I doubt is particularly healthy anymore, which is very useful, as it's an ISU, it's a very dangerous machine. Anyway, as I was saying, he's carrying 15 premium rounds, so that either means he's slightly less confident in the Centurion's abilities, or he is a better player and has a lot more credits than me. I'm not particularly sure. Tries to snipe the KV5's cupola. Unfortunately, can't manage it. Can he put another one in? No, unfortunately the KV5 pulls back. And as you can see, it's 4-4, but his team have a severe health disadvantage. It's just over 2,000 to the enemy. Can he put a shot into the Sherman Jumbo? Sherman Jumbo looks like he's using the stock turret and the 105mm gun. Now, I'll explain this now just quickly. If you see like the mod pack I'm using, the little asterisk indicates the tank is stock. Now with some tanks that can be the player's preference. The Centurion, the Sherman Jumbo, the stock turret has less view range but better armour, so some people choose to use that gun over the upgraded turret. It depends on their playstyle really. Personally, I went for the better view range and the more hit points, that's it. But anyway, it's not about the Sherman Jumbo. As you can see, his team has started to pull some health back. And can you put a shot into this ISU? Yes, he can. That's very useful. That ISU is now a one-shot kill for everything, and he's been taken out, which is extremely good, because an ISU can shave off 750 hit points. It can two-shot any tier 8 medium tank, which is very lethal at tier 8. Now, just speed up the replay a little bit here. Doesn't look like anything which is happening. It's like T-34 is a little bit salty towards our Lova. I don't know what happened over there, but you know, you shouldn't be getting salty unless they've blocked you or shot you or done anything. But anyway, he's decided to move over to this side of the map. Looks like he preempted what the Tiger and the IS were going to do, and he's using some bush mechanics here. If you stay plus 15 meters away from a bush, so if the bush is transparent and you shoot through it, the enemies will spot you 100% of the time, unless they have appalling view range. But if the bush is not see-through, like this, and you fire, they will not see you, at least the tank you're shooting at. Obviously tanks at different angles could see you. So that T-34 is doing the spam method because he's a bit angry. It's not a good trait to have really, but so far he's I'm going to call him CI. It's not had a particularly good game, done 1111 damage so far, but he's done 1500 spotting, which is pretty good to be fair, and there is a full health IS on the enemy team. See, yes, he's full health. So T-34 still is a bit salty, but he's hunting down this IS to clear up his flank, and that's when an OI appears. A very strong tank from the front, from the side not so much, but Centurion. Does not matter because its penetration is superior to the OI's armour. It can just go through it like butter. And oh, the IS has appeared. Don't think he's been spotted. There we go, he's been spotted. So he pulls back. Unfortunately, he's not able to pick up the kill on that OI, but this IS focuses down the G Panther, and his team are now in a 2 versus 6 situation. Blocks a 150mm AP round from the OI there, as you can see, right on the turret cheeks, marked by the green colour. Now the OI, can he pick up the kill? Yes he can. Fantastic high roll there, which takes out one more enemy. It's now a 2 versus 5. Unfortunately, bounces off the IS, but as you can see, whilst it's burning down this IS, the Skoda gets killed. Bounces again off the IS. I think he's panicking a bit here, unfortunately, but this is where the 16.81 power to weight ratio comes in very well on the Centurion. He's able to accelerate and decelerate extremely quickly to keep his tank away from the IS gun. I have no idea what this IS is doing. I think he's hoping he can use Stalin's hand and maybe fire the shot and have it loop back, but no, that's not going to happen. So he's in a 1v5, KV5 puts a shot into him, the IS fires in frustration, and he manages to kill the IS. Now he's in a 1 versus 4, he's still got half his health left, and unfortunately picks the doesn't kill the KV5, but everything else, there's one KV5 as a one shot. Can he kill him? Yes he can. Very lucky there for him to pen. KV5 got quite troll armor, but it looks like he hit the radio operator's radio operator's hatch. Tracks the SU-152, who is using the... I don't believe that's a 122mm gun. As you can see, he's not firing premium rounds because he feels that, well, the penetration's enough. He manages to track the SU-152 and focuses down the Sherman. It's a very lethal tank with that 105mm gun. Managed to kill him. Not using auto-aim. Seems like he's a very confident player. And this SU-152 looks like he has pretty poor crew. Either it's a stock crew. It looks like he's using an 85mm gun. And he managed to circle him and pick up the kill. That was fantastic play there to prioritise the tanks that are one shots like the KV5, the Sherman, Jumbo. It certainly looks like CI knows what he's doing there, managing to pick apart 4 tanks in little over 2 minutes, should I say. And now he's in a 1v1, sorry, with the M12 artillery piece. Now he loads a HE round here. The M12, sorry, has 350 hit points, as you can see from the hit point guide at the top. He spots him. Can he pick up the kill here? He's aiming. Oh, he misses. Fortunately, M12 does not spot him, which is very good. Now, the M12 for an artillery piece, I know this from experience, has quite troll armour. It's quite thick in some aspects. As you can see, only 55 damage. That M12 can easily one-shot kill him. He's turning his side on, he's making himself a bigger target. M12 not fires. Penetrates with an AP round there, making sure to go through more secure, and now they're rushing each other. M12 misses, and he picks up the kill to take down a very close, should I say, very tense 1 versus 5 situation. The M12, in retrospect, should have hid behind the building and maybe try to shotgun him either through the window or wait for him to come round. But as you can see, CI seems like a very good player and must like his Centurion, picking up quite a lot of damage and very high WMA. But anyway, with that being said, let's go check out the post-game stats of these 2 replays. So as you can see, in the first game we played on Sand River, got a ace tanker and a Confederate medal for our 3 kills and 3,800 damage. Hit ratio wise 27, fired 20 hits, 16 pens, so quite useful, quite good accuracy, should I say. Now this is the point I want to highlight about the Centurion. We made 40k profit and we made just shy of 5k revenue, and that's what I mean. The Centurion is a very expensive tank to run. You have a couple of bad games where you make a loss, especially if you're running premium consumables. You're going to be losing a good 20-25k credits at best, really. Even still, we're making 10% of our credit revenue wise, even though we had top on team on experience and had a pretty decent game. Experience wise, 1287, which is always nice. So have a look at CI's game. Picks up his first mark of excellence, so congratulations to him. Gets an ace tanker, the fantastic and coveted Kolobanov's medal, a high caliber tank sniper and a top gun, and doing 4,600 damage, which is 2,000 more than the IKV on the enemy team. Managed to pick up 1,668 base experience. Detail report wise, 34 shots fired, 30 hits, 24 penetrations. So you can see that this tank, it's accurate and has the penetration, obviously RNG factored in, but it's probably one of the more flexible tanks in terms of its gun capabilities, minus DPM and rate of fire. Tank sniper wise, he picks up 1,850 damage over 300 meters, that's why he got the medal. Blocks 700 damage from that OI 150mm derp gun, and as you can see, running a premium count, he makes quite a healthy profit, but even still, he would have made 22,000 credits profit. That's still 30k spend on resupplying your health, well, on repairing your vehicle, resupplying your ammunition, nothing on consumables, which was good. But the point I'm trying to get across is the Centurion, it's not a particularly profitable tank. If you want to play and have fun in it, use like chop and change between the FV402P, if you have it in the Centurion, you can get crew training up and you can make a profit. They're very similar machines in terms of the gun. Just the thing you have to watch out for is terrain resistances and the armor thickness. But anyway, my view on the Centurion, it's a mediocre tank. I have a love-hate relationship with it. I like it and then I hate it, just because of its incapability to do some things that maybe other medium tanks couldn't. But anyway, thank you all so much for watching. I've lost myself here. Thank you all so much for watching. There we go. Please like, share and subscribe, and before I go, I'm thinking about doing some live commentary videos on World Tanks, World of Warships, and hopefully soon we'll be incorporating some War Thunder into this channel. Been playing it recently and enjoying it quite a bit, so please leave a like and a comment if you'd like to see that. If not, leave any suggestions on tanks I should do reviews on. But anyway, thank you all so much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you for some more World Tanks.